6:36. This is the Newmarket Charter Commission meeting on October 21st, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. The next item on our agenda is public comment, and I will open public comment at 6:37. And seeing as there is no one here from the public, I will close public comment at 6:37. The next item is acceptance of minutes from October 7th.
I move that we accept the minutes from the October 7th, 2025 meeting.
Second.
Dan and Al. Any questions or changes?
No?
Seeing none, all in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain, I was not absent.
And I should say that Scott Blackstone is excused. I haven't heard from him, but he clearly isn't here, so. Good to know. Okay, so the next item is that we continue review of the Red Line Charter, and then the draft report, and we're just waiting to get access to Chambers. So to get those, to get the printed copies of the charter. Let me see if he is here.
She's here, the vice chair is going to take over now. Motion to adjourn.
So what is, I thought we were going through the red line one. I brought the red line one, I printed that.
That's
Yes,
the one.
not everyone printed, so it was asked that there be printed copies for everyone.
So is that what she's
That's what
Yes.
they did. It was like, there was a whole thing asking for them to do this. That full cap, John? Full caffeinated at 6:30 in the evening, that coffee? Is that coffee full caffeine?
Who says it's coffee?
Yes, I need it.
That was,
Gone are the days that I could drink caffeine at this point.
It doesn't.
It used to do that to you, now I get
It
like,
doesn't do anything to me. I can like have it with dessert at night, go to bed.
I used to be like that, and something switched in the last
I
year.
wish it did sometimes.
Well, I used to be like that. Now I put a limit at 9 p.m.
Now I'm mixing half caffeinated in my morning coffee.
Thanks. So this is the most recent version from our last.
Can we make it any smaller?
I have it. If there's one extra one, I'll take it out.
thank you. You're
Good?
good?
Do you need one?
You're good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might ask a point of clarification? At this point, is all we're doing looking at the attorney's comments and seeing how where we fall out on those and then moving up?
Well, there's one or two things I'd like to bring up that I thought were supposed to be in the red line that weren't, just in one place. But
And that, yeah, because we put, I had the review, the language for section 4.9.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you. Thanks.
If you need them for locket on the way out, just call the station and they can lock it from there. Okay?
And not bother you.
I'll probably be asleep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
do you want to go to that
So-
section that I think still needs a little work first, or do it
Which
in
was
order?
that? Which section was that?
It's basically at the end. It's the meeting of the school board and town council.
What page are you on, Russ?
I'm on the last one I have printed out. It's either the last or the second to the last page, I think it's now. And it's
What's
sort
the
of-
number?
I have to go to the prior,
I mean,
11.
this section.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's 11-1, Section G. Where it starts with school board.
11-1, section
It
G.
was F, and I think it's now recommended to be G or something.
The other way around.
Okay. I thought we had agreed that we were going to have it at least twice annually, and that we were going to request CIP, Budget Committee, and Planning Board have a representative or a chair of the committee.
That was my understanding as well, for what it's worth.
So it was my understanding that it was biannually. I agree. And I thought that we had the other committees up in that section E. But you're saying having a representative from those committees at that meeting?
Yeah, well, I think the concept when we discussed this a while ago was to have one that may be goal-setting, one maybe do performance review, though we didn't get to be that specific. And that the school board and the town there should be a presence of the three committees, from strategic planning to CIP and budget oversight, that just participate, not the whole committees, but just a representative there.
So the copy that I have says the Capital Improvement Committee, Budget Committee, and Planning Board shall be invited to attend the meeting.
He's looking at F, the one underneath it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it got placed, I think that was in the,
I know we went back and forth on that, and whether or not that should be included. So I don't know.
but whether it's biannual or at least twice annually, I think we agreed on that. And the concept was just to be able to have the three sort of control and planning units there to listen in to the goals conversation, so that we can hopefully have a better accord.
And my recollection is that I thought asking for representatives was essentially the compromise. Initially, the proposal had been, we'll invite the whole planning board,
Right.
which everyone thought would be a bit unwieldy.
Right.
So the compromise was invite a representative. That was my
Right.
recollection.
And I'm with you, my understanding was biannually as well.
Yeah, I agree on the biannually.
I couldn't hear that.
I agree, that was my understanding as well.
Do we need to re-vote, or everybody's okay with that, or?
With biannual and then representation from those committees?
Yes.
Okay, I'm fine with that. The whole committee would be completely unwieldy.
Yeah,
I would
no,
just,
I think
if you need to say the chair or designee, or just say designee from planning board, CIP, and, it's not the whole committee by any stretch, Phil. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
felt comfortable in.
Yeah, I'm
being-
fine with it being either saying the chair or just saying representative of.
This is what I've written. At least biannually, the town council shall invite the school board to a meeting to discuss.
It says discuss and share, right?
Yeah, discuss and share annual goals and progress towards goals and identified opportunities towards collaboration. Representatives of the Capital Improvement Committee, Budget Committee, and Planning Board shall be invited to attend the meetings.
Perfect.
Or a representative, if you
Yeah.
will. If you're fine with representatives?
Representatives refer, because it's multiple committees, isn't that the representatives of each of those committees?
How about the Capital Improvement Committee, Budget Committee, and Planning Board shall be invited to ask attendees or provide attendees for the meeting, or provide members to attend the meetings.
I would say to you, you just tell me what right one is, that the chair or designee of the planning board, CIP,
Designate
whatever,
one or more members
will be invited to
to attend
attend.
the meetings. Okay?
Perfect.
Thank you.
So future, I'm just putting myself in the chair of future councils and school boards. They'd be like, what does attend the meeting mean? Does it mean sitting here? Does it mean sitting there? Or does it matter?
Well, you
I
can
don't
word
think
the,
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
I was just gonna say, I don't think it matters, but.
Okay.
or you can change that word for participate.
I mean, if you, well, participate, I think, is just as ambiguous as attend, but if you say observe, then they'll do that from home.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So I think attend is you
At
like to
least
have
means
them
you're in the
in,
building.
you like to have them in the room.
then,
And the only other thing I bring up is that since everybody has representatives on some of the various committees, I would want them to be able to say, well, I'm on the town council, but I'm also the budget representative. I'd rather say, okay, you're the school board, you're the town council, and then we have at least a person separate and apart representing those committees and input. Great, thank you. The other quick question is, can we make it in larger type?
couldn't make it,
This is a function of the comments being in the margin.
Well, I mean, seriously, I can't read it. When I look at this, we've taken a 6 to 8 font and made it a 2 to 3 font. And when we get a final draft, I would just like
Well, the
people in
the final
community-
draft won't have the comments in the margin, so it'll be a normal
Right.
page.
But even, I'm just looking for more readability of people rather than having it put there. My compliments if you can read it without.
I can't, which is why I look at it on my computer.
Yeah.
Zoom it up.
Yeah.
There's still a few people in Newmarket who aren't computer friendly.
Okay, so, and so I did have a note. Hi, Scott.
hey, Scott,
You're welcome.
I did have a note for us to review the language of section 4.9, and that's the only note that I have. I did not elaborate on my note taking. I think that was, I'm scrolling down, but I think that's town manager.
4.9.
Oh, department goal setting.
Goal setting.
Yeah. Okay, so that came through the
lawyer.
attorney, yep. So did everyone get a chance to look at the attorney's comments?
Yeah.
Does anyone, do we want to go through one by one? What do you recommend, Chris?
I think we should go through one by one, because the idea is to leave here with a clean copy, okay, that we can be presented for the public hearing.
Right.
At the very beginning,
Yeah.
very good place to start.
I'm gonna keep scrolling till I see one.
I think that was the first one that was called.
Oh, was it?
The first substantive one, there's like,
Right, there were a couple of things that, like words that got changed or.
Chris, in Article 3, Section 1, there's a note from you last check.
Yeah.
There's no Article 12. Is that all, we all good there now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna delete the cross-reference to Article 12, and it's gonna read, from the beginning, all members shall take office on the first Monday in April following their election and shall hold office until their successors are duly elected and qualified.
Okay, so that comment, we're good with that.
That comment is going away, and I'm gonna accept that change unless someone's gonna tell me I shouldn't. What I'm hoping to do is get to the end and just accept all changes.
Yep. So section 2.2, there's a note there that
Yep.
just says review, but then,
Right, that is consistent with law. I mean, there's no change
Okay.
to the authority of the moderator.
okay.
The moderator has plenary authority over all town affairs.
So you're the one we blame?
Correct.
Yes, my point.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling.
Yeah, you can have something.
It's been a busy day, Russ.
I hear you.
I think we're down now 4.6H.
So if we go back to the, I'm just an overall question, if we go back to the previous page, 3.7, those lines mean nothing?
3.7?
Yeah. I'm sorry, 3.17. Those lines on the right-hand side don't mean anything.
Those
So
are-
it's just something that
those
was
are formatting
deleted.
These,
Yeah, it was just something that was deleted.
I don't know.
No, I'm saying it was just something that was deleted.
So we don't
I
need
think
to
there was
call.
only one just clarifying department head. It's the only word modification, everything else was.
Those are, like, for 3.17, there was an extra space, and that's just an editing mark that gets put in the
Gotcha.
margin. There's
So-
no substantive change.
Okay, thank you.
If there's a substantive change, it will be redlined.
There's some, or maybe it's minor blue.
Yeah, unfortunately, this one's in black and white, but that's all right.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
So the next one that I'm seeing is section 4.9. Is that, or am I missing one?
4.6
4.6?
4.6,
H, starting with H.
yep.
There were
So-
no negative comments on this. The thrust of the comment was that this is consistent with adding the managing municipal water, sewer, drainage works, lighting, and power systems is consistent with the town manager's authority, and so there's no objection to that. I'm sorry?
We added that power system.
Yes.
Yeah.
So L, JKL, and number 1 are basically the same. So, because, so management of municipal water, sewer,
Oh,
drainage,
yeah.
and systems is under that number 1.
Okay, so we can,
We can
Just the word
delete number
lighting.
1 and just keep
or we,
L or,
I would
L.
keep number 1,
Yeah.
otherwise everything else is gonna get renumbered.
okay,
And then I would just eliminate L, because it's
Right.
redundant,
And add power
and add
systems.
power-
and add power systems to 1.
Yep,
Yeah, that works.
So L is from the Department of Redundancy Department.
okay.
And all the formatted notes are simply format, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, these are just formatting changes.
Yeah. So the only thing we have to look at is comment EM3.
Which is basically the blessing.
But it's, I didn't have any sidebar conversations with Eric about this, but the reason they're highlighted is so to make it easier for him to find.
Oh, gotcha.
The most obvious answer is usually the correct one.
Gotcha.
It's a variation of Malcolm's razor.
I do not want to, certainly do not want to stretch anything out tonight, but is it IJ, convening a quarterly meeting of the department heads with the town council to discuss matters of departmental concern? I feel like we spent a lot of time talking about, in that goal-setting one, about should the council be meeting with department heads, and we just glossed right over this one.
Which one are you on?
J. I'm fine with it, because I think that this is the department head's chance to get the direct ear of the council. I don't think it's the council micromanaging the department heads. I think it's supposed to be the other way around, get visibility of departmental concerns with the council. But
Well, J, though, is specifically discussed in the appointment, in the department goal setting of 4.9. It's
But this listed as a responsibility of the manager is to convene a department, quarterly meeting of department heads with the town council to discuss matters of departmental concern.
right. I'm just saying 4.9 says that too.
It's different. 4.9 is annual review of department heads.
Well, it says that he will. Okay, you're right. It says he will meet with him biannually, I guess.
But this is this literally lists a responsibility, and it's been there.
Yeah.
We didn't add this.
Right,
Right.
but this isn't part of the, what's in J is not part of the annual review.
Yeah, no.
That's a different
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Just
the
saying
only distinction
that
I'm trying-
There should be a convened meeting of all department heads.
I see.
On a quarterly basis to discuss matters of departmental concern.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't either. I just want to make sure, like, we spent a lot of time talking about 4.9.
Right.
Can the council talk directly to department heads? And this is a requirement, a responsibility of them is to convene department heads in front of
Right.
them.
No, this
the
is a
person who's
manager
doing it.
talking to
Yeah, that's a
department heads.
formal meeting.
Yeah.
What they don't want is you picking up the phone and calling the department head directly.
Yeah, which
Correct.
I would agree with.
This is
That's what
working
they're
through
trying
the
to
town
avoid.
manager.
Yeah.
And obviously, if there are matters of concern, they can come forward more frequently than quarterly
There
if
we go.
necessary.
But he's required to.
Oh, wait a minute,
Required to
I
do
didn't, no, J is unacceptable, I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
I read it wrong. No, we're not having the department heads meet with the town council.
I'm not saying current practice. I'm saying what.
No, that's,
charter.
we deleted that in 4.9, and we're gonna delete that here. We're not doing that. The manager, the department heads report to the manager reports to the town council.
I think getting quarterly visibility in front of your board is not a bad thing.
Why are we deleting it? It's been in the charter, and no concerns have been raised about it by the administration or the department heads or
I can tell
anybody
you,
else.
this town council chairman has never done it, and the previous town council chairman has never done it, and probably the previous one to that has never done it.
But I'm not saying it's town, this is listed as the manager's responsibilities, and that might be current practice, but what I'm saying is, I'm just bringing it, I brought it up, and I could have just let it fly.
So what we're trying to do here is establish something where we can actually execute. And the current town manager believes, rightly, that there's legislation that says that the town council can't directly go into departments and like manage them.
That's not what this
Well,
is.
That's not what this is saying.
This
at all.
says the town council will meet quarterly with department heads, right?
Yeah.
Right. And they'll report on
So
their
this is not the town
progress.
council meeting, this is the manager's responsibility. The manager, they are responsible for convening a quarterly meeting of the department heads. That means they're present as well, with the town council to discuss matters of departmental concerns. It is quarterly visibility of the department heads in front of the council. Like, I don't see this as a council micromanaging. I see this as a like, hey, here's what's going on. I see it very much tantamount to when a school leader at the school district comes in front of the school board's not going and be like, here's what you need to do in third grade math. What they are doing is listening to like the things that are happening, to be aware of what's happening on the ground, so they're a better board or a better council.
It's not unlike the budget meeting, right?
Yeah.
When department heads come to the town council and talk about their budget priorities for the year. I mean, it's just doing that
Okay,
quarterly.
the difference is, right now, the department heads in the budget meeting come and tell you, this is how much money I'm gonna spend. You don't get a list of what are my goals? How would you know if I spent it correctly? How would you know what I did, right? What you know at the end of the year is, did the department head spend the money or not? Right, that's what you know. And what we're trying to do in 4.9 is have the budget committee basically be changed so that the department heads come and say, the goals for my department are this. So for instance, the sewer came and said, I have 3 goals this year for my department. I want to have the sewer thing run in a stable manner. I want to, I have a lot of people who are retiring soon. I want to be able to bring new people on, so when those people retire, it's seamless. And I want to do some cost-cutting maneuvers. Right, to me, that's much more interesting than I'm going to spend $3 million on this pump and $6 million on this pump, and because I don't know if those things do anything. And in 4.9, what we're trying to do is to have the department heads come up with goals that we can see, like what is it you're going to do, and then the budget then reflects those goals, right?
But doesn't this do that? Doesn't this do just what you're hoping it will do? That Sean will come up and say, one of my goals this year
Okay,
is...
J is a red flag in front of a bull, is what I'm telling you.
Say again?
J will prevent 4.9 from being executed.
Why?
How?
Yeah.
Because it will be perceived as the town council is doing the town manager's job.
No.
I'm not asking you what you think it means.
Well,
And that doesn't mean that, I think that we have to just do what we think is right for the charter, and then if we believe that any current, future,
But why don't you think 4.9 gets us a long way beyond where we are now, beyond where we've been?
I'm
It
not saying
does.
in lieu of
Yeah.
4.9.
we're not talking about 4.9.
I'm not saying erasing 4.9, I'm saying that this is in here already. Like, I'm not saying I'm saying, I wanted to bring it up.
4.9 used to say that the department heads will develop goals and present them to the town council. It now says the department heads will form goals, and those goals will be communicated, jointly to the town manager, and they will be presented to the town council by the manager.
I guess what I'm just not perceiving, Scott, what you see is the inconsistency between 4.6J and 4.9.
Because I think
Why can't they
4.9
coexist?
4.9 has to be modified. I think it wasn't fully communicated. 4.9B, the very last sentence, the department head and should be eliminated.
Say that one more time, please.
4.9B, at the very bottom, the department head and should be striked out.
Shall be drafted by the department head.
So the department heads will draft the things, they'll put it together, they'll bring it to the manager, and then the manager will present it to the town council and discuss it with the council.
Why would you miss that important, in my opinion, important step of having the individual whose goals they are presenting them, their activity against them to the council?
I think for a whole lot of reasons. It puts the department heads in kind of a difficult situation, right? Where they're talking to their boss's boss kind of thing, right? And so,
Got it.
that's always kind of a tricky thing to do, right?
I understand that point.
But I think that happens. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing to get visibility to your leader's leader.
But can we focus on,
Right.
Yeah, we're jumping.
yeah.
Well, these are the same points.
They're related, I know that they're related, but let's do one at a time. And so if we focus on 4.6J, that before we start changing language in the other, I mean, I take your point, Scott, and we'll get to that, but let's stick with 4.6J and resolve this.
Well, I think we should have some kind of a motion,
Yeah.
so we have some structure to this discussion on what exactly is proposed to be done with 4.6J, and then we can, if it gets seconded, we can have a vote on whether it's up or down.
Okay, I'd
Do you
like to
wanna
make a motion that 4.6J says that on a quarterly basis, there will be quarterly meetings convened by the manager to discuss the departmental goals or matters of departmental concern.
That's okay.
Okay, so is there a second?
Second.
Scott, can you say that again? I want to get it in the minutes.
Okay, so it's convening a quarterly meeting, strike of the department heads, with the town council to discuss matters of departmental concern. Or concerns, probably. So just strike of the department heads.
Just want to make sure I put it accurate. So You're amending 4.6 to say convening a quarterly meeting with the town council to discuss matters of departmental concern.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I got it.
No, I'm going to retract my second. No, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I thought you were repeating what was there. Discuss matters
So
of,
you're retracting?
I'm
So,
retracting.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second it, so we can move it forward.
So discussion. Al, you were,
I was comfortable with the way it was currently written. For the reasons that we have been brought up, that this is a great opportunity, I would think, of department heads to demonstrate or to share with the town council matters of departmental concern.
I think
Just
town-
as a point, just as a information point, every month, every department head writes a report about,
Yeah.
what they accomplished that year. Now, that's not against a goal, okay, it's just what they accomplished that
Yep.
month.
Yep.
And it's distributed every month of the year.
I think visibility to the humans that are the next tier down is not, and I'm not saying managing of them, I'm not saying, but I think that visibility of like who your second tier of leaders are at the organization and thinking about collaborative leadership, I would not expect anyone sitting at the corner office up there to know the level of detail of what's going on at every single department as the department heads would. They're going to convey things in a way that I think would be both illuminating to the council and the public, and also get, like I said again, showcase like department heads in the public eye. Because right now, there's only one town employee that gets on camera. And I think that the opportunity for other town employees to have FaceTime in front of the community is not a bad thing.
And I might add to your point, it's not an opportunity to get involved and say, well, why aren't you doing this? And how come you're not? I mean, I would hope people would be, I don't know if we can write language in this to discourage that. I would hope professionally, people would not use this as a, I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to them in the corporate world. I mean, this is very normal for, so that's all I can say.
any other comments?
I think everybody's hit on the points I would have made.
Okay. Then we can do a show of hands and see how that works. So all in favor of changing the language to what Commissioner Blackstone has suggested, say aye.
Aye.
Sounds all opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion fails. Okay. So the next section that I see is 4.9, so that would be the next. Right? Let me know if I'm missing any.
I think you're right.
Yep. Is comment EM4, I read that and my initial reaction was he didn't understand quite what we were doing with this, which then my next reaction was maybe we didn't word it so well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dan, where are you?
4.9.
4.9?
Comment EM4.
Yeah, comment EM4.
Thank you. I was typing up the outcome of the vote, and I didn't
Yeah.
quite catch your comment, so I apologize for that.
Because I think what we had in mind was two different things happening sequentially, and maybe we just didn't word it that well, that if it confused the attorney, then it's going to confuse other people for sure.
Okay,
So
what are you referring to specifically?
4.9A, the
Oh, comment
comment EM4, yep. because it's two sequential things. The first two sentences are about groundwork for setting goals, and then the third sentence is about how they'll be reviewed after the fact. And it seems, if I'm following the attorney's comment correctly, it's like he said, well, wait a minute, shouldn't the last sentence go before the first two? So again, the way it's worded, I think he didn't realize what the sequencing is meant to be, and that probably means other people will have the same struggle.
Yeah. I do think when we open up that paragraph A with a conversation about annual reviews, it does immediately frame in the reader's mind annual review, not department goal setting.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe annual reviews just needs to come out of the first sentence and be replaced by something that makes it clear that this is something that happens before the work is done, not after.
In preparation for department goal setting, rather
Yeah.
than annual review.
Yeah, I just wonder if that makes the rest of the sentence sound awkward. I mean, it's the right idea, but.
I mean, what if the first sentence is just something along the lines of, annually the manager shall meet with the council to establish each department's goals and objectives for the coming year?
Yeah.
Just saying like.
That
just-
simplifies it a lot.
That just
you know?
gets rid of, that just like, annually is gonna be goal setting. The goals will have objectives, communicate to the department head. I still am a little bit like, it feels like they're coming with the goals and be like, here's what we want you to do this year, which doesn't feel very collaborative with the, again, second tier of leadership of the town.
What happens if we eliminate the introductory clause and say, the manager shall meet annually with the council to establish each
Yeah.
department's goals and objectives for the coming year? Period. Such goals and objectives shall be communicated, you can say, to the department head by the town manager, and be used as a basis for performance evaluation, period.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
I struggle with English grammar, so I use as little of it as possible.
Yeah.
I would then move the last sentence of A to be the first sentence of B, because that's about annual reviews at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense to me.
Phil gets a gold star.
Oh, that's my second one today.
I think you should lay down.
I'm
Any
done.
other, because this
I'm
is
out, Daisy.
this is something that we spent a lot of time on, so any
Yeah.
other questions or concerns about this language?
Well, in B, I would like to remove the department head. Well, in B, we made it a biannual meeting, but now we have quarterly meetings, so I don't think there's a need for that anymore.
Mm.
Because we already have quarterly meetings. But I think that the department heads' discussion should be between the town council and the manager.
So, you think it should say what? Could you?
The very last line, or the very last sentence. So an annual report identifying the department's goals and objectives as well as status of achieving shall be drafted by the department heads, approved by the manager, and submitted to the council to review and discuss in a meeting with the manager.
You took out department head.
Yeah,
Isn't it obvious, though,
isn't what obvious?
that the meeting, if you're gonna have a meeting, there's gotta be two parties? The
No,
depart-
he's trying to take the department head out of the meeting with the manager and the council. Correct, Scott?
Oh,
Right.
like,
So just be the
similar,
council and the manager.
Because we're reviewing the manager at the end of the day, right? We're not reviewing the department heads.
I just want to let's just think it through for a second, what that's going to look like. So you do goal setting through the manager with the departments. And then you
Right.
go in to review the performance of the department. And that's going to come to the council from the manager without the participation of the department head. And what is that going to look like? So you're reviewing the performance of the department without an opportunity for the department head to address the council directly on any issues that may arise.
Well, they
Is
address
that
the
a good
council
thing for the
directly.
department head
They
or a
address
bad
the
thing?
council directly 4 times a year.
Well, there's a meeting convened to do that, which you've said for the past several years has not happened at all.
Right.
So if we carry on in that vein, then there is no longer direct visibility, essentially, by the council into the operations of the department, except through the town manager exclusively. And is that the outcome? What is the benefit of that? I mean, is that a good thing for the department head or a bad thing? I just want to make sure we think through what this process is going to look like. I personally am of the opinion, I think, of Phil, which is this is an opportunity for the department heads to shine and talk about the achievements of the department. It's never been treated, in my experience in this town, as an opportunity for the council to score points on the department heads. That just doesn't happen. That would be a terrible outcome, and I've never seen it.
That's not the concern.
So what is the concern? You think
The concern is who's their boss?
Sure. I mean, as a practical matter, I anticipate the department head and the town manager will come into the meeting having already had a discussion about what's going to happen in the meeting, because that's how it works. That's not a bad thing necessarily, but you're giving the department head an opportunity, at least an opportunity to say something if they think that's appropriate. Understanding they will have already vetted whatever they might say with the town manager ahead of time. That's not necessarily a bad thing because he's ultimately responsible. So I guess I'm not sure the evil that's trying to be cured and whether there is an evil to be cured.
Al has a comment.
Let's play this just the way you are. So the meeting goes on. The manager, and I agree in large part with what you're saying, the manager talks about the new sewer line going down Main Street. It was that person's goal. It didn't happen because they ran into ledge. And that's the manager's report. We were unable to do it because we ran into ledge. Somebody on the board is going to say, well, now, what are you doing about that? Ran into ledge. Well, we're going to be doing some blasting. I mean, the manager can only go so far with that explanation. Sean, why don't you tell him what the next steps are in terms of trying to accomplish that goal?
First of all, the town council members, if the manager doesn't go that deep, believe me, the town council is extremely shallow with respect to that. I mean, the town manager should be much deeper than anybody in town council on any subject, right?
Oh, unquestionably,
Yeah.
but Sean will be even deeper. So I guess mine is proliferation of information. Why would Sean not be pleased to be there with the town manager talking about this ledge problem they've got? And maybe that's...
Sean would be delighted to do it. That's not the problem, right?
What's the problem?
The problem is, who is Sean's boss, right? And this puts Sean in a situation where he has two bosses.
But I don't think reporting up to, so,
Well, the council can't say, well, let's talk about this.
The council controls his budget.
No, but let me just finish. The council would be inappropriate for a council member to say, you know, I've done a lot of blasting in my career, and I don't think that, I mean, I just don't see, I see the proliferation of good information being important. I think it would be a good opportunity for Sean to, somebody said shine, I don't know, share his competence, and everybody go, good, versus an answer that doesn't fully encapsulate what the council would like to know. That's all.
I also, I'm sorry, go ahead. I also think, I mean, a few things. One, corporate world, I'll go there. I think this is not corporate world. This is like public, right? So I know there are really firm differences. When like annual like performance targets are being briefed to a board, like maybe some organizations, it's just the president that goes and does that. But like many are also like the senior leadership council, the executive committee. So it's not people that are not reporting to the board, but it is the people who are that next level in that like are the experts in their vertical domains as well as are horizontally, because ultimately they're horizontally responsible collectively for the organization moving forward, the community moving forward. I also think the council, and it's so hard, there's 7 human beings trying to manage one. And like, there's a human being that should be receiving some developmental support of how they are leading their next tier, their tier of leaders. And if you're not hearing things, and I'm not saying publicly calling out Steve, why didn't you do that? Sorry to use the line name. Town manager, why didn't you do this? But I think that provides a lot of information as to how that role is leading the next role that can help the council lead that person and help them continue to develop and grow the community. I know it's complicated, I know it is.
Well,
I mean, it's irrelevant. I mean, what you're saying makes perfect sense, and in a normal world, it would go, I would absolutely agree with you 100%, but this isn't like that.
Russ?
yeah, the concern I have is, the first one we discussed seemed to be a quarterly, let's share information back and forth. It wasn't a performance review. And I'm fine with that, and I think we got that point across. The thing that bugs me about this, and I've listened to all the sides, is that the title of this section is performance review.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is a big brick wall between town council being able to direct a employee below the town manager or review him, because we don't ask the town council to review the department heads, they review the town manager, then I'm sort of thinking, I don't know if I'm interpreting it right, Scott, but I'm looking at this as somebody could see this and say, they're involved in an annual review, and they're not supposed to be involved in an annual performance review of the department. Just bringing it up as
But if it was an annual review of performance of objectives, that's not their performance. I'm not saying whether Sean did a good job or a crappy job, but of the objectives, I think they're objective.
Dan?
I think I'm really in the same place with Russ. The heading for section 4.9 says, department goal setting and annual review of department heads. As a function of that heading being what it is, Part B will be interpreted as being related to performance
If we
reviews.
just knock out annual review of department heads.
How about annual review of
But I
departments?
think you need that, and
Do you say heads, or as Chris just said, departments?
Annual review of departments?
potentially, given what if I had any confidence in the world that 4.6J would be adhered to, I would have no problem doing exactly what Scott is proposing. The problem is, I have no confidence that 4.6J will ever be adhered to.
I agree.
Fundamentally, and this is where philosophically I'm really starting to struggle with the whole conversation. philosophically, do we believe that there should be a relationship between the elected leadership of this town and the heads of its major department, or not? Because the approach that is seemingly being espoused by the council, again, please, no offense to anyone present or anyone on the council, but the philosophy that seems to be espoused is, no, there doesn't need to be any relationship between the elected leadership and the department heads. That's solely with the town manager, which I disagree with vehemently. A town manager is a single employee. If the only working, breathing relationship between this town and the people who are responsible for multi-million-dollar budgets is by way of the town manager, you created a single point of failure which is going to screw us someday.
Sorry.
Period, point blank.
Well said.
And if the council's philosophy is no, we manage the manager and we don't need any visibility below that, that's an abdication of duty that we should absolutely be addressing in this document. It makes me angry.
But I don't know, that just hasn't been, I'm sorry.
No, that's
Phil,
fine.
'cause I know, it just hasn't been my practice in my experience that's the practice of the council. Now, when I was chair of the council, did we convene a quarterly meeting? No, we didn't. But there were plenty of opportunities when department heads came before the council. Every time there was a resolution, department heads were there to talk about their projects and talk about, what was going on in their departments. Annually at the budget, at the budget hearing, or budget meeting, that the council does on that Saturday, which I'm sure is coming up.
No, it was last Saturday.
Oh, it was the last Saturday.
That's why I wasn't downtown with you.
Oh, okay. That just hasn't been my practice. We've always been able to interact with department heads as counselors. We haven't been able to direct department heads, and those are two very different things. So,
Good.
I mean, I hear your
I'm glad
anger.
if that's the case, but it just,
Yeah.
that doesn't feel like the direction the conversation's moving in, and it worries me.
And you're not wrong. I mean, that has been the conversation, but it just hasn't been my
It is,
experience at
and
all.
look, I've been on the council for basically a lifetime at this point, but my experience on it was we saw department heads all the time. That doesn't sound like that's current practice, that I think that systematizing or enshrining in the charter, something that's already been there, that it should at least be quarterly. And then I have a proposal, but John has something to say, so I'll pause before I do that. Like a way of reworking 4.9 to maybe make it more palatable and remove the council from the review conversation of it. I have a proposal for that, but try to move us along.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It sounds like we're trying to go that way. I dealt with them in 6 years on council. I dealt with them all the time. I never directed it, but I would ask the chief of police, several chiefs of police, something, because somebody would ask me, why are we leaving the cars running when they're directing traffic for 2 hours? I asked them, and he'd give me an answer. I didn't think I needed to wait for him to come up here to ask him. I talked to Public Works, talked to the fire chief, talked to the rec department about it. Often, I think Meals on Wheels people, and I think they actually appreciated it, so.
No,
I
that
understand
happens
what you're saying.
that happens now, as Tony said.
hope.
It's when you're asking the town manager to then bring that person to the meeting to present to the town council.
Yeah, I mean, it happens in business, right? So my people, I'll review my people, and they'll sit with my manager and say, I'm in the room, I guess you have a choice. You can say what you really want to say, or, but.
And I've said this before, I think that we can try to change behaviors that we see in practice now, right, through the charter, when in fact the town council currently has, and the town council as a whole, so not individual councilors, but the town council as a whole, currently has the ability to do so much. It's up to the town council to make it happen.
Right.
And we can put anything we want in the town charter. It's not going to necessarily change practice. I guess that's my point and my frustration with some of the
Which is
conversations
why
that
what I'm arguing is to make it easier to have the practice.
But I think that we're changing basically the law of the land to accommodate current practice, which feels backwards to me. I feel like we should be establishing what we think should happen in the community, and then as active citizenry, encourage what is happening to align to that.
Chris.
So I'm not angry, but I'm, I think it's helpful all the way around to have these ongoing discussions and relationships with the department heads and the council, and I'm opposed to enshrining in the charter any opportunity to diminish that relationship. I think what's written here is entirely appropriate and extremely beneficial to the community as a whole, as well as to the department head, the professional, what I call the professional staff and the elected officials. So I'm happy with it the way it is, and I'm opposed to any effort to let the council off the hook or diminish the accountability of the the visibility into what the departments are doing to the public and the council.
Could I offer a proposed adjustment here?
No.
That, goodbye, that's good. So, and Scott, like I recognize, like I don't want to target you, but this is like, I want to make sure that this, so where it says from that, and I'm in paragraph B now.
Yeah.
Where it starts with a biannual report identifying department goals. What if we took that, right? So right here, a biannual report identifying public goals, objectives, as well as the status of achieving them shall be drafted by department heads, approved by the manager, submitted to the council, and discussed at a meeting. Made that paragraph B, so that it is goal setting, biannual, just conversation of department goals, and then there's a paragraph C that starts with 1 year after their initial appointment, at least annually thereafter, each department head shall be reviewed by the town manager. And then it's the remainder of the beginning of paragraph B. The manager shall review the extent to which the department has exceeded in meeting the goals and objectives and preceding year and determine reasons why they were not met or whatever. So that it becomes goal setting, conversation about goals, and then very clear, without council involvement, the manager is reviewing the department head.
Okay.
Is that a palatable
Can I just-
compromise?
Sounds a lot better.
To make sure that I understood,
Yeah.
did I make the change? You're saying take the first sentence, and this is just mechanics, okay? Take the first sentence and make that C.
No. So take where from here, see from here, that edit, that's biannual to the
Yeah,
end here,
yeah,
make that B. And then take this first sentence all the way to year,
The first two sentences.
the first as C. So it becomes goal setting paragraph, twice a year conversation with council manager and department head about how we progress to goal, and then annual review that is only talking about the manager of the department head in that annual review. And council's
then-
not involved there.
The last sentence of A.
Yeah, it becomes the first sentence of, the last sentence of A.
Oh, okay, you got that,
And the
okay.
first sentence of the old B becomes.
Does everybody follow what Phil is proposing?
No.
Okay, so.
Do it just, Phil, if you would.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Yeah,
Right.
can I?
Talk through the steps.
Let me just read to you
Okay.
what Phil just did. Because we really need to get out of here tonight with a clean version of the charter. So section B now reads, a biannual report identifying the department's goals and objectives, as well as the status of achieving such items, shall be drafted by the department head, approved by the manager, and submitted to the council to review and discuss at a meeting with the department head and the manager.
No, he ended it with, what I heard you say is,
Scott,
it's submitted to the council to review, period.
No, I had it with I had the manager and the department in there.
With respect, let me just finish. Let me just get to the end of what the whole thing is going to be.
Start again. Go ahead. I hate to ask.
Can we start with A? Can we just go through A, B, C? Sorry to make it longer, I just think that,
Okay. And let me just get all the way through it, and then we can come back and
Please.
jump on me. So the manager shall meet annually with the council to establish each department's goals and objectives for the coming year. Such goals and objectives shall be communicated to the department head by the town manager and will be used as a basis for performance evaluation. That's A. A
Got it.
biannual report, now we're on B. A biannual report identifying the department's goals and objectives, as well as the status of achieving such items, shall be drafted by the department head, approved by the manager, and submitted to the council to review and discuss at a meeting with the department head and the manager. C, 1 year after their initial appointment, and at least annually thereafter, each department head shall be reviewed by the town manager. The manager shall review the extent to which the department head has succeeded in meeting the goals and objectives of the preceding year, and determine the reasons why any goals were changed or not met during that year.
So the idea is goal setting, progress to goal conversations, and then those have the council involvement. And then the last one is just the manager and the employee.
I like
So
it.
I would accept a motion to approve that language.
So
Second.
And then we can further discuss it. So hang on a second. Let me just capture that in the minutes. Okay.
As long as it comes out where it did, I think it goes after the thing we want, which is a discussion that just doesn't have a fulcrum that has to be go through all the time. But it's clear that the department head is rated by the manager on an annual basis. And there's no conflict with that. So sharing what's going on and getting people's ideas, which is not a performance review, I think is fine. And segregating out the fact that all buck stops here, the manager is the only one who reviews his employees. I think it satisfies sort of both sides of the equation.
I don't think we need biannual because we're already doing it quarterly. So we're doing a quarterly review, right? So I think I put biannual in there specifically because Steve said, and Chris was there, that he publishes an annual report for the town, and that's his annual report. So I wanted biannual, but we're not going to have quarterly, so you might make it an annual report.
the only reason that I left it at I'm sorry, left it at biannual is because because it runs to that, and two, those quarterly ones, like, they seem less formal the way that is written in there. It's a convenient of them. This is and it could be one of the quarterly meetings. I don't see this precluding one of the quarterly meetings is not the hey, we're halfway through the year, how are we doing towards our goals?
Okay.
Because it does feel like getting once a year report on progress to goal does not feel robust enough, I think.
Okay, I withdraw.
So any other comments on the motion? Then all in favor of adopting that language? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Gee, I'm hoping that's the last bump in the road.
Now you
Don't
said
jinx
it.
it.
Now you said it, though.
Jinx it.
You said it, and now they're gonna make it.
Okay, so the next section that there is comments on our 411. Dan, we voted.
Aye.
And now we're on 411. So the attorney did change some language.
Huh. It's an interesting comment, by the way.
Any thoughts?
I'm happy with the amendments proposed by council.
Is it how we're reading it now, or is there something that would need to be, I'm not following. I see the comments, What I'm trying to understand is, does this now need to be rewritten because of those comments?
I think he wrote it. I think he wrote his comments. He wrote his proposed changes to the language in there, so we
Okay,
have them.
so that, all right, as long as it's in there, then I'm
So
fine
we'll-
with it.
What we're reading, once it's struck out, is what the lawyer is saying, I like this language, and by the way, here are my comments supporting why I changed it. This is, so the language.
Okay, I just want to be clear about that.
As currently presented, this includes the attorney's efforts to reconcile what he sees as potential conflicts between the town manager's statutory authority and section 4.68. To make it clear that the council can still provide direction to the manager relative to the performance of a particular department, but it goes through the manager, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm fine with
that's how
that.
I read it.
Maybe okay?
Yeah.
But similar, these comments are included, it should be included. Thank you.
Yeah.
The next comment that I see is,
4.15C.
yep,
Who decides? It was a really good point when I read it.
good question.
Town treasurer?
Well, the general manager would decide, right?
Who?
The town manager.
I would think so.
That's his boss, yeah.
The council has
So
the
is the
authority
town
to direct the
treasurer
manager to
comfortable?
do it if they're uncomfortable, so.
Yeah, is the town treasurer?
I don't think so. I wouldn't think, I don't know. I wouldn't think of them as a department.
There's no department head.
But in an organization chart, does he report into Steve, or does he report, Terry reports into who as the town clerk?
The voters.
Terry is
She's
an
elected.
elected official
So is the treasurer, right?
with special statutory authority. So she's in an adjacent position to Steve, but she's not directly accountable to Steve. He's not her boss.
Is the treasurer elected, or do we change that to?
Elected, I believe.
And so if the treasurer's elected,
Is the town treasurer
I
elected?
believe so. It's the same person every year.
No, appointed by the town manager.
yeah, it's a.
Oh, really?
It was elected. We changed this a while ago
That's right,
to
yeah.
Oh, okay.
that last round.
So if it's appointed by the town manager and we're not going to change it, then the answer to the question would be the town manager is the one.
Or the council through the town manager.
Right. I mean, the council could certainly request,
Yeah.
if there are concerns or questions.
It would have been nice if the attorney had said, these are your options.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah.
As long as the town council can request it, I
Yeah.
don't think we
I
need
have a
to address it.
suggestion to move us forward.
Sure.
I'm going to provisionally put in something that says the town council or the town manager can request more frequent reporting if necessary, and I'll run it by Eric tomorrow.
Good.
And if he's happy with it, will you guys be happy with that as a friendly amendment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll even go further if he says it has to be through the town council. I mean, the town manager, because he effectively reports to the town manager, then the town council can ask through the manager for it to be done. I mean, the town council has the right to ask for it.
Yeah, it says in here that the council has the right to go hire independent auditors if they suspect something.
Right. That's why I think you gotta hedge it around like that, because you don't know,
What the reason would be.
you don't know who's in collusion with who,
Yeah.
right? So you don't, not pointing finger, but you just don't know as a matter of control. You know,
Yeah.
you only allow certain people to sign checks, you don't allow the auditors to sign checks,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
right? That's why they're auditors.
I sat in a meeting last week last week, a hearing in Concord, all are surrounding the Claremont fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
And to
Condolences.
sit in the meeting and hear everything that happened, and Matt Angel.
I know, Matt, I saw on
So Matt-
TV, I'm
yeah.
like, Matt Angel's
So
there.
Matt's the guy dealing with it all, and we chatted a little bit, but to hear them lay out the, just the egregious, from the school board. I mean, it sounds like the school board really didn't do their job, and then the administration, and just to see what they did with their finances and to this town and the school district is awful. But it really made me think about the responsibility of the town council, the responsibility of school boards
Yeah.
to effectively manage their town managers or superintendents.
Part of the
And-
annual audit should encompass not just, do the numbers add up, but are there financial controls in place that are appropriate to make sure the numbers are real?
Right.
Because that's always the dilemma, is like, is this real or not?
And when you ask for a report, and you ask, and you ask, and you ask, at some point, that
So when you're-
in that, circumstance, the school board really should have.
Right, so when you're auditing construction projects on a large scale, you compare payroll to the numbers that are going out to make sure everything squares up, because if your payroll numbers are very different than the numbers that are going out, then that's how the mafia thrives in places that float. The time cards have to reconcile to the outlay of money. If the time cards don't reconcile to the outlay of salary or compensation, then there's something seriously wrong in your system, and that's, So yes, not just do the numbers add up, but are the numbers real, has to be part of the process.
So yeah, if you could check with him tomorrow, that would be great.
I just say, either town council or town manager may request financial reports more frequently if they deem it
Yeah,
necessary.
sounds good.
The next comment that I see is 5.4
Yeah.
E.
Sure. So we
Oh,
can
two?
never
Did I
eliminate
miss
any
one?
paragraphs?
Yeah, reserve must be a special word.
I know.
Yeah.
It's right reserved everywhere.
I can't argue that one.
Reserved.
Did you say 5.2, John?
What's an edit?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It wasn't, I don't think it was anything substantial.
No, that was something we did that I guess the lawyer
The
had
lawyer
no
didn't do that
objection
one.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are we? 5.7?
Oh,
That's a
who
good
actually
question.
approves the CIP?
That's another thing where it would have been helpful if Eric had said, these are your options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember so much as a vote to accept it from the council, unless I'm misremembering. It's presented by the CIP committee, but the council, I don't think, votes yay or nay. They're just, thank you.
Because there isn't an actual capital improvement plan, there's just the budget request. So they vote yay or nay on the budget requests.
Right, but I mean, just the very existence of the document, I don't think the council accepts or rejects or approves or disapproves. They just say thank you and off it goes.
Right.
And we file it with the state to prove that we're doing it so that we can collect impact fees, and that's my
Council ultimately
understanding.
should be probably the one that approves it. I would think.
You just answered the E of 11 question.
Yes.
Well, if it's a budget item, it gets reviewed by the council and approved by the budget committee.
So,
That's how every other budget item works.
but again, there's the planning document that is the capital improvement plan. Then there's
Yeah.
the capital reserve funds requests, that is the budgetary component of it, that is submitted separately in the way this is currently written. That the, it's paragraph F that gets to the actual like budgetary component of it. The rest is about the actual like planning document of like, hey, what are the capital improvement plans we're going to engage in over the next 6 years, and what does the timetable of it look like? And
So are you saying that Eric's question is answered by F? Is that what you're saying?
so I think the capital improvement plan is different than the budgetary request for the capital of what we want to contribute to the capital reserve funds.
Definitely.
Well, okay, so the capital improvement plan is submitted to these various bodies. Who has to approve it?
And that's the,
I would say the capital improvement plan, the committee.
I mean,
Well, in essence, if the budget committee, we're now saying, is the one who recommends the budget to the voters. Because I believe that's sort of the way we came out of this. The issue that we had initially in this was CIP goes through a huge amount of work, and it ends up going through the town and the school board with them picking a number, but differently. The town picks a number to add to the operating budget. The school, as I understand it, creates warrant articles. So there was the difference there. But the issue was that, at least one of the issues was that the town manager is the one who picks the number of how much goes into the capital as part of the budget. That's the funding side of it. And then the town council is the one who authorizes money to be withdrawn, regardless of whether it's budgeted or not. Am I understanding that correctly? So it's not CIP. CIP doesn't have, at least we haven't given them the,
CIP's not
our
elected.
recommendation goes into the
They don't have
budget.
spending authority.
I wouldn't, like, so CIP's not elected. If there was no capital improvement plan committee, the planning board is the one who'd be responsible for putting all that together, right? Like, they're the ones who, like, the municipal person told us it before, and that's what statute states. If I'm thinking about who approves the plan of like, yeah, well, I guess, let me ask another question. Who is charged with the execution of the master plan? Is that the planning board? If the way this has all been written has been around an operationalization of like what has to happen in terms of capital spending to help support execution of the master plan and achievement of those objectives.
Right.
I think the planning board approves the plan, and the budget committee approves like, okay, this is like how much budget is going to go into capital reserve funds to fund it this year. The budget committee's thinking on annual cycles. The planning board's thinking out.
Well, I agree, but and I'm not trying to make this any more confusing. I'm trying to make sure I understand it. I thought that some of the discussions we had before were there's a part of the annual budget that's what we're going to contribute that's going to go into the tax rate to the capital improvement plan in total. Whether it's directed at a particular project or not, doesn't make a difference, it's a total number. And there is a second option they can have to satisfy the capital improvement plan, which is to raise money outside the budget, either be it by debt or by grants or other things like that. So I'm just trying to delineate, okay? The town manager in the past has been the one who's dictated what has gone into the budget, regardless of what CIP requested and said they needed. And it's, to me, I guess, the town council in conjunction with the town manager who says, no, I think we need to float debt on this, and let's combine these four reasons into a request for debt, whether it's debt forgiveness associated or it's a bond. I'm not trying to confuse things, I'm just trying to lay out pieces of the puzzle.
To try to move us forward, I think what I'm going to propose is simply, I go back to Eric and say, what does the statute say? What does the statute say in terms of who approves the capital improvement plan, if anything?
That would be great.
That'd be good to know.
That'd be good to know.
So, and then whatever the answer is, that's what we put in here. The capital improvement plan shall be approved by Al Zink. And we just put that,
If there's a statute,
that says Al Zink.
then.
But whatever it is, in all
Right?
seriousness, whatever the statute requires, we
We
just
do.
say,
Yeah,
capital improvement plan shall be approved by X municipal body
right.
as pursuant to RSA blumpty-blump.
Is it gonna be that definitive?
I have no idea, but I think we should ask the
That's a
question.
good question.
And if it isn't,
And if it isn't, then, I don't know what we do. I mean, we need a recommendation.
Right.
Yeah.
Am I wrong, like, so down E, it says that it's presented in deliberative session. F, it says, committee will submit proposed capital reserve fund. The capital improvement plan committee will submit the fund 1 month prior to the date of submission of the manager's budget to the council. This will include the amount of funds funded each capital reserve, and then the last, if and approved.
So-
Continue execution. So it sounds to me like the council.
The council approves the budget, and then the budget committee approves.
That's what it says there.
That is the budgetary, the capital improvement plan is more than just how much money we're putting in the capital reserve funds, though. We haven't
Right.
treated it that way. That's not the way the community has, but
Right.
it is a plan of what are the capital investments we are going to be making over the next 6 years, regardless of funding
Of
source.
budget.
It's a foundational element of the master plan.
Yes.
And the question is, how does the plan, as opposed to the budget to implement the plan, get adopted? And I just think we need to get more definitive legal guidance on this.
So if he comes back and says, we don't know,
Right.
and it could be any of these
Well,
things.
he's not gonna, well,
Well,
okay.
no, he's like, the statute is
It's
silent
what
on
is-
it, right? What do we believe, so that we don't have to come into a public hearing with a non-complete document?
Well, yeah, because I'm concerned that we're piling up a lot of things and we're one meeting short is what we're ending up with. So my feeling is we need to be a little bit stronger with, if there isn't a definitive thing here that he's saying to change,
what are we
I
gonna?
say move on. I don't say we spend hours rehashing what is the definition of what.
Well, he's saying, what Eric is saying here is, who's the final approval authority of the capital improvement plan? And if he comes back and says, it could be the council or the planning board, what do we think?
I just wish he had told us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like that advice is not helping us move this forward at this point. And if we didn't, if this hasn't come up before, I don't feel like it needs to be addressed, but that's,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So,
Yeah.
Chris, if we just ignored this comment, would it come back to us, or is it just a comment?
I'm fine if he comes back.
That's hard to say, Scott.
Okay.
If it's not properly adopted and it becomes a basis of decisions about impact fees or something like that, then a smart lawyer could try to figure out a way to attack it. I'm taking a quick look at the statute.
On the flip side, however, the charter isn't clear on it right now.
Yeah, and it passed legal muster,
You're right.
yeah.
It's
I
more
think-
explicit
I
now.
mean, I would say because it is, I know, because it does have the budget component, and it's not just a budgetary document. I mean, I would say that it should go to the town council.
I'm not going
versus
to
the
argue
planning
it.
board. That would be my,
Well,
for approval.
my last piece is there's two separate things. There's a capital improvement plan, which, as Phil suggests, there's a lot of documentation, a lot of projects, and what we should do. And then there's the budget number that goes in for contribution or debt. That seems to be the two funding sources that we have. So if it's who approves the plan, town council and the school board, I don't have any problem having them approve the plan that supports them. We just may not fund the plan that supports them, which is the budget number.
Well, to that
Can I be
end-
excused briefly
Of
to
course.
call?
Yeah,
Maybe we just take a pin in this for a second.
Okay.
Just make a phone call.
all right.
I mean, to that end, we also, do we want to say approve or accept because the CIP writes the plan, they vote on it, they approve it. I mean,
But it's not something that the town votes on.
my gut feeling is that's
Yeah.
probably why the council and the school board have never been asked to approve it, because they don't really have any jurisdiction over it. It's just presented to them as a guiding document.
Right.
That's a good
And
point.
they can accept it, they can act on it, they can not act on it, but
Yeah,
Which is, I think, the point I was trying to say.
Yeah.
It's two different things. The plan is the plan.
Yeah.
yeah.
What are we going to fund and how are we going to fund it is what the two organizations
Yeah,
determine.
if I was running this company, I'd want the planning board to be very actively involved in the whole CIP.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not
it's-
gonna die on that sword. If
No, but I'm saying if I, and I'm obviously not, but it'll be
Well,
interesting to
If
see.
you have the planning board approve it, Al, that's fine, but it doesn't mean that they get the funding.
So,
So, so it's either, we've got choices,
Because it's,
but it's still a plan.
ultimately, it is in support of the master plan. The 675 talks about CIPs is totally about
That's what we're trying to
like how you
drive.
support the master plan.
exactly. Who knows more about that?
Certainly not council. Council.
You haven't got a clue.
Well, and if you looked at the prior master plan, it was very brief.
Yeah. it's a good
So
point.
I don't.
And the
think we would've
answer
been able
is-
to use that to draw any
It's a good point.
great direction.
Yeah, there's no guidance coming
So
from.
why don't we just do this? Why don't we just say, the capital improvement plan shall be adopted as required by state law?
Oh, great.
I like that.
Damn.
Or use
That's
that
why
other
you-
place.
Just refer back to the RSA.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Lawyer, he's lawyer in the
I'm looking at you like Indy Jones, you know, going through all those tracks and come through. and-
Right. So, okay,
We're just gonna fudge it up.
I like it. So 511.
You are taking this seriously. It's just,
We're not,
it'd been nice to have some little earlier.
Now, I didn't understand the comments on this one.
So are you done with
Well-
5.7, all the other comments?
I,
That was the,
That was the big one. Are there other ones that we had?
Well, there was one
Well,
he said,
there are
I don't
three
know
other
what this
comments.
sentence
right,
means.
yep.
This
I
can
like
be
that.
retained, which I think.
What does this can be retained mean?
he says, I
We're
think he's
okay on
saying
language.
that he's okay with that proposed.
And then, do we care that he doesn't know what the sentence means?
The initial proposal. A single timeline of all proposed projects, including year of initial proposal.
Like, we can, including the year that, the
It was
year
initially
each
proposed.
project,
Was initially
each proposed project was initially
Yeah.
presented,
Because we have projects that get presented and then it's 10 years before actually anything starts moving on it.
was initially proposed. So a single timeline of all proposed projects, including the year each proposed project, each project was initially proposed.
Yeah.
There we
Each
go.
proposed project was proposed.
Yeah.
And
You got
then, it sounds like the other one,
Don't
we
lose
just
it, Chris.
spell it
You
out.
had it.
Yeah, that's that one.
I think you take out the
Fine.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, it's
Just
a little too
grammar.
terse the way I wrote it.
Okay.
I get paid by the word, so.
Okay.
So now we're on
Charles
511.
Dickens.
Yep,
Borrowing procedure.
so it kind of sounds like
Yeah, this is
he's,
the question that Steve, I think, asked
Yeah.
us to
Right.
put to the attorney.
But
Yeah.
we're gonna get around
And
it,
this
even though
says-
it's 100%. Potentially
says no.
100%, because it's
Yeah.
not, it's only potentially, right?
Yep, I think that's the answer. The
Yeah.
RSA
The
tells us
yes, the
no.
answer is, sorry, Steve, you can't work around RSA Chapter 36,
Got it.
which I get it. I
Got
mean,
it.
it'd be
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, asked
you
and
still have to
answered.
assume that it's indebtedness, and that's the way DRA is going to treat it.
Yeah.
Right, which makes sense.
And I assume Durham has a different form of government, right? Is that how they could do it?
Yeah,
I think the issue with Durham, what I understood is that the threshold is being higher. It's not so much that they can,
That is correct, yeah.
it's just their threshold, right? So the
Right.
town manager.
It's still a
can-
loan,
has-
though, right?
Yeah, but but before he has to go to, before that Todd has to go to the legislative body, he has
Yeah.
more,
Oh, okay.
he has a higher
So you
threshold.
can't do proper financial reporting, counting as revenue that you're gonna collect in a 5-year-old debt. That wouldn't be proper.
Right.
That's essentially what, that same principle is what's being embodied here. That's the Enron accounting.
Fast forwarding revenue.
So the next one,
That's a nice way to put it.
so the next one that I have is 8.2.
Yep.
That-
which just sounds like endorsement.
So there's like another one, just
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to follow the law.
Right. And you never correct it.
So it sounds like this is permissible.
Yep.
Yeah, and after I read this comment, like, I think I remember being on council and amending an issue, like, something came forward and we amended it a little bit. I don't think we got rid of the purpose of it, but like, we did
Right.
some, yeah.
I think 100 is good. I mean, it's got to have some traction to it. It's got to have some legs to it, and I think that's appropriate. If you get 100 people in this town to agree on anything, you're doing okay.
Yeah. Don't change the
I
direction of the
disagree.
street.
So
Don't try to relocate geese.
8.3, the threshold is 400
One's an initiative petition, one's a referendum
referendum,
petition.
basically saying like, you want to go back on something the council voted on, so that's a higher threshold.
Correct. There's logic to that. You have
Any
the right
other-
to petition the government for a redress of grievances, you don't have the right to re-petition and re-petition and
Keep going,
re-petition.
keep going, yeah.
Any other comments on that?
Or maybe you do, I don't know.
No?
All right, then 10.3. vacancies. We're concerned that there's an ADA.
It seems like that's just for employees.
Right. So
So no concern there.
that was how I read that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
And he changed some language.
I didn't think it was an ADA issue, I just wanted to double check, because town councilors are not employees.
Right.
That'd be weird if they were.
10.13. B.
And the suggestions are so minor in the
Yeah.
legal language.
I'm good with what the attorney added.
Wait, 1013,
But 1013 doesn't exist, right, or does it?
Well,
No,
I think
it
it got
didn't.
changed,
Yeah.
sorry, like, yeah, things were renumbered.
so 1015?
It was
is that-
under prohibition. I don't know what it was. On my copy, it says 1015. And the title is prohibition.
It was 1015, it is now 1013,
Right.
prohibition.
Okay.
So he made some edits.
Right. I think the proposed edits are fine.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I don't think it's an 11.1 question, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
What jobs does the mayor have in RSA 617 system?
Right.
I think we're in 11.
Yeah, so now we're skipping forward to 11.1.
Sounds like it passes legal muster.
Yep.
Right.
I'm not sure that I understood it, but
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, I tried to look through that, but I was saying, I'm not a lawyer, but I didn't really find much about the mayor.
Booted off the internet.
It's the, because if you go to the school one, you get booted off a lot.
Oh, it's not Amazon.
So we're good to go on
I think so.
to,
We are on
The other ones appear to be
the
all full animals.
11-1D.
You didn't have any
Conservation
comments.
Commission.
Oh, wait a minute, sorry. You know,
It talks about inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Like, not sufficient.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's right, I think the Conservation Commission shall consist of not less than 3 or more than 7 members appointed by the town council. And then it says 1 member of the Conservation Commission shall be appointed by the town council.
Oh, yeah.
And 1 member shall be appointed by the planning
What
board.
we're trying to say, and is a member of the town council.
Exactly. Yeah, so it should be 1 member of the town council
Shall
will
be
be
a
appointed.
member of the town council. And
Yeah.
one member shall be a member of the planning board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to say.
Probably there are amanuensis, so
What's that?
it's a problem between this chair and the keyboard.
And then the next comment, the town council having all the powers of the council. Okay, so.
It could adopt that. That's exactly.
So that's not going to turn this mic to 10 minutes, so I can go away.
Moving along. So the next would be 11-2, ZBA. And his question being, is the Building Code Board of Appeals and the ZBA?
It is, we just heard one. Yep. Yep.
When I was the chair of the ZBA, we heard building code appeals, not very often.
Not very
But from time to time.
Yep.
The answer is yes, and sometimes it's the board of selectmen. And Newmarket is the ZBA.
Was there a proviso that went along with that question, or?
Oh, wait.
I wasn't sure we were gonna make it there. We're
Oh,
stuck
come on.
back in the early phases.
Are ye of little faith?
I said faith restored, Al, I said faith restored.
Except all, and I've been deleting the comments as we address them.
Great.
So we'll have a clean, I'll double check this. Tomorrow's gonna be, today was a hellacious day, tomorrow's gonna be worse. So.
We've got tonight.
So once we have the,
I don't think he
question,
heard it.
Madam Chair, once we have the hearing, what is our next, do we have another meeting after that?
Well, we do need a report.
I circulated a draft report on Sunday night.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I thought you did send an email.
Oh,
I sent a 2-page draft report on Sunday night.
Ooh.
This is getting a little iffy sometimes.
I think. I thought I did.
I thought you said,
What is the discussion?
oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
proposed revised, no, it looks
What
like
we do
I only
next.
got,
Well, Thursday, yeah.
Maybe I
Right.
didn't.
Yeah, you didn't
And
send it to
then the
me.
final thing.
yeah,
is the
no, we just got
report.
the proposed
Apologies,
more than once.
my mistake.
Action on
draft
my behalf is
report.
to write a report.
To the council? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Or just generally?
I was supposed to send a draft report to you guys. I drafted one on Sunday night.
Who do we send it to after we approve it? Terry? council?
First of all, let me get this
I
to
would
you.
think.
So do we need another meeting to review that draft report and
I
approve
think we
it?
can do that on Thursday.
Okay.
Do you think we can?
I can't
Approve
send
the
it to
draft
you because I
report
don't have
on
access to my
Thursday.
server right now.
Okay.
I will send you the draft report. I have it on my computer at home. I'll send it tonight. Yeah, I'll send it out tonight. It's just 2 pages, and it just hits the highlights. There's like 4 or 5 headings of, these are the big things that we discussed.
Look, we haven't had public show up. I'd be surprised if we have public show up on
We had a
Thursday,
few.
which is now our next meeting.
Well, it's all subject to 91A.
So we should have time on Thursday, or we have to make time because it's our last meeting to go through Chris's and hack that out.
It's very brief, just to
Whether it's
give
a
you a quick.
20-second one or a 2-hour one.
I
This
just
is who we are, this is how we came to be here. These are the big things we discussed. No change in governance. Lots of talk about encouraging, fostering collaboration and communication among various municipal entities, clarifying the role of the town council vis-à-vis the town manager, that kind of thing.
And the budget committee.
And the budget committee, talk about the budget committee and and the importance of training.
Yeah, when you say clarifying the roles, though, I think
Yeah.
that's,
The budget committee's in there as a separate topic of
Times Thursday?
additional
7
education and
o'clock.
training.
Yep.
Is there anything, or should there be anything in there about, I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'll ask anyway. Practice versus the charter.
There's
Adherent
words
to
in
it.
there, and obviously this is for everyone to discuss, and I'm happy to make any changes, but there's words in there about the importance of accountability and, you know, how do I put this? Implementing the tools that the charter provides.
Okay,
Something like that.
okay. A little oblique.
Trying to do it at high level stuff, so.
but accountability really hasn't changed. You have the school, accountability is the election process of the town council and the school,
Yeah.
and then the superintendent and the town manager are accountable both to those 2 organizations and the person who judges the underlying organization.
So
That hasn't.
it makes a little bit of a plea for citizenship, I guess, and for people paying attention. Because we've all experienced, everybody who's been on an elected board, which is everybody here, knows the feels the pain of, there is a ton of information out there, but if you don't deliver it to them and spoon feed it to them and tell them what to think about it, they don't think it exists. They being they.
A lot of
Yep.
what we talked about early on in this process was communication.
Well, no one told me.
Right.
Well-
But communication was a big issue. We talked about recognition, we talked about communication, all those being, it's hard to shovel that into a report like that.
So you just do the best you can, and you put the information out there, and you hope
Yeah.
people pay attention, and you hope people respect the information that's available,
Yeah.
and by and large, people do.
Did the lawyer give us advice on whether this is one warrant article, if this is a bunch of warrant
Oh,
articles?
right, that
He
was the other
didn't.
question.
Not that I'm aware of, unless he says something to Steve. I haven't, like I said, I've had no sidebar conversations, because,
He hadn't been in touch with Steve, because when I reached out to Steve, Steve thought like that we had communicated with him directly, which is why he didn't follow up, so.
no, we've told Steve several times, we don't do that, because you have to pay the invoice, Steve. So we communicate through you because you're the town manager. But I will find out what, I mean, because there's no change in the form of government. Technically, the council can,
Well, the council
Well,
can't
no, it
approve
still
charter
has to go
changes.
they
to
can't
the,
approve charter
to
changes,
the
but
voters.
they can
and
decide
how-
whether it's.
What did
one
we do
or
last time?
several.
Do you remember?
Last
Said it
time,
didn't, or did?
I mean, 2014, we had like 10, 12
That's what we're
warrant
asking, we
articles that
we
were
don't
separate.
remember.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Phil's right.
What was it?
I believe in 2014, there were 10 or
There were a bunch
12.
of separate ones.
Okay.
Then
like, that
I don't
ballot
think
was
they
like
all
3
went
pages.
on
Oh,
the
right,
ballot.
right.
I don't think they all went into warrant articles, though. I'm not sure how that worked.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I thought so.
I don't remember. I don't remember what we did in 2004 either. I don't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
But none of the formatting changes should be something that are considered have to be voted on, I'm assuming at this point.
No.
It's a
Only the
substantive
word
issue,
changes.
yeah.
Should I can reach out to Terry and
Yeah.
see if she has a copy of the ballot? Would that be helpful for us to look at?
The town report, the 2014 town report is available through the Granite
Right.
Archive.
Okay,
Everybody probably knows how to access that.
yep.
You can look at historic town reports, which is actually kind of fun.
I'll probably have to have one.
So let me ask something, if it didn't have to go to a warrant article, could we present this to the council and they say we don't like it, we don't want it?
Well, so that's my other question. They
Just-
cannot
I
amend
don't know
this.
why
This
they
is the-
would. They
This is
haven't-
the charter commission's, the council doesn't get to edit our edits.
We're elected, we have our own mandate.
I don't, just behind the scene, I don't know how that works,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
That's a good
with
question.
I wouldn't think so, obviously, but.
No, but I'm with you, right? Like, I feel like we're gonna disband, and everything goes into a black box.
Right. That's the
What happened.
disappointing aspect.
Well, it doesn't,
Supposed to-
it doesn't need to go in a black box. We exist until next May, right, or March?
I do think a presentation to the town council is,
Correct.
is
And the
something that we
school.
need to do.
Absolutely.
And the
Talk
school
about
board,
that, right?
yeah.
Here are some
Yeah.
big points, is, we have no power really, but we suggest these things, and I think that's important.
So, looking at the town report,
I'll work on getting those on the calendar, with-
Good.
and then whoever can be present.
I would
So
also
it'd be
say,
like on a Wednesday when they're having a meeting,
Right, right,
just to be clear.
yep.
I would also, like, it feels like deliberative session would be important for us to show up, if I can maybe speak to
Oh, yeah.
the, I think no one would be able to
for
speak to them
sure.
more than we would.
Yeah,
I wouldn't ask the town manager to come explain why we made charter amendments.
right.
Good point, though.
Just a note for everyone, it looks like a significant chunk of the microphones have run out of
Oh.
battery, so you might want to grab one that has a red light if you're talking.
Thank you. Is that,
Ours do.
Oh. mine just got shut off?
So you're just back on again? No, we're off.
Well, yeah, no, it's,
We, we put a
So-
low battery in yours on
Mine is
purpose.
DED at this point.
Al's got a remote to mine.
is there any other business?
How we approach who's responsible for crafting this into what needs to get voted on?
I'm looking at the warrant from 2014. Town meeting warrant.
Somebody's ready to go.
Somebody.
I think there's two bodies.
Yeah, I didn't hear if you got an answer to your question.
He's checking the warrant from 2014,
Oh, to see if it was on it or not?
just to see how it was formatted.
Because the 2015 one, right?
Right, it's very different, just sort of make it one.
For it.
Life could be a lot
What a
worse.
beautiful ride.
That must be terrible.
Yeah, I can't
There's an easy text.
imagine what it's like to be
Oh, wow.
Because, but this is, oh, there we go, there we go.
This is 100 years ago.
When you played. Admiral Double.
It's the school warrant. It's the school warrant.
a fielder breaks a leg on the.
Well, the good news is we have months to determine how you vote on this.
Well,
Well, yeah.
Right, doesn't this have to
it's a school
go,
district.
at least between now and January, I don't know if we ask our legal counsel.
So here's what they do.
Yeah, that's true. We've got
Because,
time.
so we have to go back to the 2013 report to see something. Like, this is what you're voting on today when you get the report.
that a question, or, now this is our legal counsel, this still has to go to the State Revenue Commission.
It has to go to the Attorney
and
General's
the
office
Attorney
and
General.
GRA.
And is it they who we ask the question after you read it? What is your suggestion on how this should be voted?
So, I mean, they said, all they're gonna look at it is like, do we do anything illegal, right? They're not gonna look at it as like,
Right.
we don't think you should do this.
Right.
They just want to make,
You guys
they
exactly
want to make
said-
sure that the budgetary items.
Oh, this was
Not
just a,
officially, we're having subcommittee hearings, so that's all happening, yeah.
was Matt his usual bubbly?
Matt's great.
Isn't
I mean,
he
he came
funny?
out of retirement
So are
to
we-
deal with this, and he said it's gonna take him like 2 years. I mean,
Came out of
Trying to figure out how many
He
warrant
retired.
articles we did last time.
He's
Oh.
Really?
Anything beyond what's generally publicly available, or what's generally publicly available is dire.
It's
There.
horrendous.
It's just failure at every imaginable level.
Yeah, it's really staggering.
It was the last
what
thing
form
I
of
wanted.
government do they have?
City.
Second section.
So they have a
Well,
mayor?
yeah, but it's different towns, right? It's not just Claremont, it's, you know, it's like, it's the whole
It's a regional?
district, yeah.
Does seem like Claremont.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
should be 14, that's,
Do they
so
have a
this
mayor?
year, they looked backwards. In the
Yes,
next
I
year's
believe
report, they
so.
looked forward, there's no copy of the warrant from that.
Is the school
Yearly
district's finances are commingled with
Is the
city
public
independent
meeting-
district.
Dependent.
Is that required? We have a copy of the draft of what we're proposing to hand out? Or is it just a public meeting?
It's crazy, right?
It's a dead microphone over there.
A lot of them.
Several.
We talk too much.
I just don't know, I'm looking at Thursday's
Yeah.
meeting, do we need to have a draft for people to read? And if it's not gonna be ready till Thursday evening, that's life, because we have to have the public hearing on Thursday.
I mean, if we're gonna make any changes, they'll be pretty minor, I think, you know, that they weren't, it was just the 2 questions for
Yeah.
council, right?
It's not,
It's not, yeah.
we
It's,
don't have the 2014 warrant.
Well,
we
then
have to ask
will-
Terry.
Yeah, I'll check in with Terry tomorrow.
I don't know what the criteria was that divided them, but we
The
had a lot
creation,
of warrant
the
articles.
creation of the warrant article is here,
Yeah,
of
you're
the
right. It was
Charter
like
Commission is
multiple
here.
pages.
This one's dead.
If you got a clean copy of this without the
No
formatting,
problem.
Yes.
I've got nothing
there
left
may
to say
only be
anymore.
about 8 or 10 places we've
You just
actually
did? Okay, good.
changed language under it.
And then what I'll do, based on your report, Chris,
Yeah.
I'll do like a quick PowerPoint thing for the, you know, the hundreds of people who I'm sure are gonna show up on Thursday. But that's something that we can then refine and move that for the town council
Yep.
and the school board.
Thank you.
I'm just taking a quick look.
It has been a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure.
Do we have a
We've had
budget?
great conversations.
Do we have a budget for a charter member celebration dinner sometime?
Yeah, it's your credit card, Russ.
Yeah.
We have to wait till we don't exist anymore at the end of the fiscal year for the camera after the next election.
Or maybe convincing the budget committee before next March to put in another vote.
I would accept a motion to adjourn.
Second. So moved.
Motion to jump on.
Hold on a second, let me get this in the
Okay,
minutes.
sorry. That was Dan and John.
He was
John
already,
and Dan.
he was already out of it.
I know, he was ready.
The record. Oh,
Meeting adjourned at 8:30.
It
Thank
sounds
you.
like we're actually
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
on opposing to
What time is Wednesday?
town